Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. How you doing? First of all, like the video. First thing, I don't even care. I don't care. Like it nicely. Like the video first. I'll get to it in a minute. You're gonna like it. Trust me. Just like it. It helps us out. Just there's a thumbs up right below me. Hit like, and I'll explain why in a second. Welcome to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. It's a show where we talk to performers, specifically live performers, singers, dancers, mostly comedians, musicians. A lot of people that work on a stage, behind a stage, around a stage, near a stage, and now we're all at a stage where there are no stages. So we have nowhere to work. And the show kind of lets you know what those performers are doing now, what they were doing before, what they're doing to get through COVID, what they hope to be doing after COVID, and more importantly, it gives you an opportunity to get in touch with some of these performers and support them while they're not working. Things like buying CDs, going to their websites, catching their shows online, Zoom shows, drive-in shows, what have you, whatever they are, performances, anything they are. It gives you an opportunity to see them and an opportunity to share and like their products with other people and maybe throw some money at them if you enjoy the show or you enjoy their work. We're on here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We stream live on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then later in the week, the show is shared to Facebook, and it's a podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast, thank you very much. If you want to support the show in some way, shape, or form, hit the like button. Just like I said, it goes a long way with YouTube. If you just click like, it doesn't cost you nothing. And that way, they see that you like the video. If you like the video a lot, share the video. You can hit share the video. Then it's even more important. You can subscribe to my channel, Lenny Schmidt Comedy Channel. You can subscribe to that. All three of those things help me out, help me put the show up every 3 nights a week for all the performers, and it helps me do it. It helps YouTube see that I'm actually doing something. If you want, because we don't have any sponsors on this show. There's not any sponsors on the show at all. So if you want to have a sponsor, or if you want to sponsor, I'll be honest with you, if you want to sponsor in any way, shape, or form, bam, look, there's a couple options for you right there above my head. You can go to my website, LennySchmidt.com. If you can Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. You can check those out. Those are kind of cool. Or I'll get to the Patreon thing at the end of the show. We can talk about that just a little bit more. But if you want to go to LennySchmidt.com, if you can, let me show you something cool. We've got a couple of options. Look at that. There it is. That's Lenny Schmidt if you can. That's the website. There's lots of options for you to donate and sponsor money. You can go through PayPal. You can go right there to a couple of options to get like donate some money or support money. Anywhere from $1. I started $1. Look how cool that is. You can pay as little as $1 to see if you enjoy the entertainment. If you enjoyed it at all, anywhere from $1 to like $5 and then 10, whatever, and then $10,000. There's a $10,000 button on there. If you want to use it, feel free to. That's where I draw the line. I don't want to be too greedy. $10,000, I think, is a pretty reasonable place to ask for a sponsorship. So if you feel like sponsoring the show financially, please do so there. I would really appreciate it. It would help us out quite a bit. Like I said, PayPal, little $1. If you enjoy anything, $1 is not that much. Just throw in $1. Besides that, sit back, enjoy the show, enjoy the content, enjoy today's guest. I'm going to bring him out in a second. Bring our new guest, someone a very good friend of mine, best friends. We go way back. Let's give it up for the. Or you're going to see him in a second. The one and only. Our guest today is Fritz Nothnagel.
Brian Hicks.
Yeah, there we go. So I muddled my way through that intro. You guys, make sure you enjoy the show. Please do, and kick back, and as I said, support the show. At the very least, like the video. Like the video. Hold on one second. Here comes the intro. Now we're going live. This is where it gets weird. Do the best you can. Hang in there. I love that song. I screwed up the joke, but it almost worked. It kind of worked. I had it. It was going to be hilarious, but I didn't hit the mute button on the right thing when I went
Brian Hicks.
Yeah, that's the old Letterman stunt. Yeah, I stole it. I don't care. I'm going to steal stuff from Letterman. I'm pretty sure Letterman and his people are not watching this show right now. Pretty sure that's it. What's up, everyone? Thanks for being here. Hey, we're quickly welcome to episode 98 of Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. Thanks for being here so much, guys. As always, I have a lot of people here today. This is great. This is really cool, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We're approaching 100 episodes. We're right around the corner. Yeah, we got one more this Friday, and then Monday is the 100th episode of Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. That's right. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I'm working on the new opening. I'm working on some stuff, man. I talked to our guest that day. It's gonna be Bill Chott. I hope I'm saying his name right. That would be horrible. Bill Chott is an improv actor, very funny, talented individual. I might have some other surprises. I believe Lily is going to stop in as well. She said that it was important that she was on the 100th episode. I would do a best of show. I can't do a best of show. I could do bong hits, I guess, on the air. I'm reading the comments from the people on the YouTube. Thank you guys for all being here. I checked the news for some stories. I got nothing. I couldn't find really anything. This is one of the. Here's what I found was if you haven't watched Schitt's Creek yet, please do so, because they cleaned up at the Emmys the other day, and I've been watching. I'm into the third season, I think. I was one of the people that got sucked in during Netflix. It's a brilliant show. It's very funny. I got tired of looking for news, and then I went onto my Tinder. So that's what I did, was cleaning up my Tinder. I changed my bio on Tinder. My bio on Tinder actually says hookups only now. That's what I put in there, was I'm into just hookups. Or no, I changed it to I'm willing to negotiate a hookup. That's what I put in my Tinder. So if you're going through my Tinder and you see me, I am willing to negotiate a hookup. And that's it, man. That's all. Here's a tip if you're on Tinder, and I don't think any of you are. If I go through your profile and you have 9 pictures and 8 of them are of your dog and 1 is your foot, I'm not going to swipe right. I'm just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Have to at least see what you look like a little bit. I don't want to be superficial. But yeah, I want to be superficial a bit. You know what I mean? You don't want to be dates anyone. There's no reason for a blind date these days. Those days are gone. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to deal with that on the computer. I want to see what you look like. That's all I'm saying. All right, man. Let's say hello to the wonderful people. There's a lot of people here. Let's see. Hi. I'm sorry. Wait, Robin Greenberg. I want to say Robin Greenberg first, always, because she gets mad when I don't say, and then she gets mad when I don't say it. Robin Greenberg. The Mulligans are here. Thank you guys very much. I'm glad you guys are here. Hope you're safe up north with the fires. All of you that are fighting the California fires right now, I hope you're safe and you're all right. I wish you the best. The gender fire, as they're calling it, or the Bobcat fire. They keep changing the name. I don't know what they're going to call it, but it's freaking huge. So it has burned an entire mountain from a gender reveal stunt. That's what's happened. How would you like to be that kid? That's going to be, yeah, that kid's name should be Torch. That's what you should name the kid, is Torch. Yeah, I know it's not funny. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks right away. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Gail Sayers passed away last night. And if you're a Bears fan, I'm wearing a Bears hat. It's rough. That's too bad. I wish him the best. I wish my best goes to him and his family. What a great football player. 6 touchdowns, 1 game, by the way, back in the 60s. Yeah, the guy he was a badass. He had really bad knees though. And he left the game early. One of those guys that left the game early. Who knows? Who knows what he would have done? What else? Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you guys. Are so observant. Thank you very much. Rachel, appreciate it. Eric, do you know once we were eating pizza on Carnival ship and 2 people were having sex on the pool deck chairs just 20 yards away? It was a great show while eating our pizza. Well, you're welcome. I appreciate that. It was after the show and I had met someone and, I saw a lawn chair and I went for it. Did you have the kids with you on that, by the way, Alex? That was Alex and Eric. Alex made that comment, who watches the show constantly. And I really hope your kids were not having pizza with you while that was happening. That would be the worst. But although, never mind. Larry Warden. Hola. Thank you very much, Larry, my friend, as well. Larry, again, thank you for hitting the Venmo today. I appreciate that very much. It always goes a long way and helps me with the show to keep it supporting. Just to the more money I get, the more I can use to balance to support the show and keep it going on a regular basis. So there you go. I can say gender. Yes, I can say gender. Robin Garcia Sparky. I don't know what that means. Fires out in Sonoma and Napa continues. Okay. All right. Oh, good. Fires in Sonoma and Napa are both out. All right. That's good. Then good for you guys. Be safe. Alex, no kids. Good to be on top of that. Thank you very much. asking about barking spiders. Who's Tom Hicks? Oh, it must be a relative of Brian. Brian was here and now he left. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. There was a cruise. That was a cruise in Europe. 12-day on the breeze. Security politely asked them to take it back to the cabin. Oh, did they really? That's the best. Hey, excuse me. Hey, excuse me, sir, 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 sir. Can you take that back to the cabin? Did they continue having sex while they were going back to the cabin? How that would have been talent right there if you carried her down the hall to the cabin. I think that's impressive. No kids. And yes, Larry, thank you very much. And the rest of you guys, if anybody else wants, bam, right there. There's a sponsor option for you guys. You can go to lennyschmidt.com if you can, all that stuff. I updated that page today. There is a $1 button and there is a $10,000 button. I'm not going to mention to you how many people have hit it, but it's somewhere around the number of 0. So there you go. Next October, Larry, are you cruising next October? NCL is offering Rome to Barcelona cruise. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's a great cruise, by the way. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I am going to update my IMDb, Larry. I was on there yesterday, and I got distracted, but I will do it the second I get off here, so I will have a headshot on there. Someone keeps giving me a hard time. Brian has a lot of fans here. There's a lot of people telling me to shut up and bring Brian out. That doesn't seem very cool, but it's happening. Okay, then let's do that. Far be it from me to insult the people that are here for the first time. So let's make sure we get them out. Folks, this guy right here, I've known him for many, many, many years. We go way back. Let me get rid of that. Hold on, man. Bam. I've known him for a long time. Stand-up comic out of Chicago. Also, great guy, family guy, Southside Chicago, Sox fan. He's one of my favorite guys in the whole world. He's the type of guy I like to spend time with. Sox fan, right? Sox fan or Cub fan? Sox fan. Sox fan. I can't hear you. Nod yes or no. All right. You know what? Whatever. Hey, you know what? The rest of you guys, let's take a look at my good friend, Brian Hicks.
I read this in the paper. This was a crazy story. There was a 10-year-old boy from California got suspended from school because his mom was an exotic dancer. I was like, why would you punish a kid for that? That's not his fault. Right? But then I was thinking, hell, I wish I was in that kid's class. That's a career day I'm not missing. I'd be like, Dad, I'm going to probably need a couple extra singles for lunch today. Yeah, hot lunch. Then you hear the principal over the PA system. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's welcome to the flagpole Bobby's mom, Tiffany. And remember, boys and girls, you have to show some greenery if you want to see the scenery. Little kid with $1 in his mouth, not a pretty sight. It's pretty funny, though, if you picture it. Little kid with $1. He's like, can I get a desk dance?
Yeah, that's my man right there. Give it up, folks, my good friend. Let's bring him out here live, right here with us. The one, the only, Brian Hicks. There he is. Bam. Look at that. Woo. Look at him. He's live from an outhouse. Look at him. He's in some sort of outhouse.
For all those people who dropped acid 5 minutes ago. Hey. Lenny, thank you for having me, and thank you for tending to my needs. I said I want to be top 100, and you got me in at the 98 mark, and I think that's what's most important.
You are my
thank you.
98th best friend, my friend. You are number 98.
98. I also I talked to Lenny before this all started, and I said I'm going to go online and I'm going to look for something funny in the headlines that I could write a joke about or something. Two things happened.
Perfect.
One, I did find out something. I found out that I am not saving nearly enough money for retirement. That's the first thing that I found out. Second thing is, I don't know if you guys saw this in the news. There was a video of that 6-month-old boy, little kid named Rich, water skiing. Did anybody catch that?
No.
Water skiing next to the boat.
Wait, hold on. Let's do this right. Hold on. Okay.
Did you see it?
There we go. I want to give you the stage. Go ahead.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
People, water skiing, 6-month-old kid on a boat, and the parents are under fire because a lot of people see this video and they don't think it was a safe situation for the toddler. So they actually started talking to the parents, and the father, Casey, I mean, the whole conversation got really heated. He said, listen, we don't have time for this. Rich has got skydiving lessons in an hour.
That's good. You know what? That's comedy writing in like 4 seconds. That's genius. That's genius.
That's it. That's it.
Genius
That's all
work.
it takes.
That's what, you know what? That's what comics do. That's how, see how they produce? They don't mess around. You tell them, hey, I got 12 seconds. I need a joke. I'll be right back. And look what I get. That's what you get. A gem like that. You get water skiing and skydiving. That's a gem.
I don't know. But.
No, we call them gems on this show, my friend Brian Hicks.
Yes, we do.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great. And how about you? Everything's good? You're safe? You're safe from, I know the fire's a little far north and everything, so you're good.
The fires now, the north ones are, I guess the north ones are out, and the ones that are just east of me are still, the worst, bad one is the one that's east, and that's one's, it won't be contained at all until November 18th, is what they're saying.
That's unbelievable.
It's the biggest fire in LA history. It's gigantic. And it was started by a gender reveal party, Brian.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Heard about that.
It was like, hey, it's a boy.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It was this little kid named Rich, a little 6-month-old.
It's the same kid. It's going to grow up and be a skydiver.
Seems like it's been going on 6 months anyway. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on, man. I hope everyone's safe.
I hope so. I hope they're okay too, man. It's just the the air is crap here, but it's I'm used to it. So where are you? You're home, right? Southside?
Yeah. So I'm South Side. I'm outside, so that's why you got the shadow puppet.
I like that. Does your wife send you outside for any type of? Is that what happens? Go outside with your comedy.
I choose to go outside. Okay.
Look, I choose to listen to her when she tells me to go outside. That's my choice.
Right. It's 75 degrees in September in Chicago. I mean, I'm going to be outside for as long as I can be at this point.
Good for you, man. That's good. I like that, man. It's going to be 100 here again next week. I miss fall weather.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah, no, this is nice. It's it got cool last week, warmer this week, and then it'll cool down a little bit. But I got to enjoy it while I can get it. But yeah, it's good. I mean, Bears are 2-0. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with them? Possible playoffs. Who knows? It's too early to talk.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of year is when they're 2-0. And there's a bunch of
it's everybody's.
Yeah, and everybody's like, this is going to be great. And then 80% of the people are going, they should be 0-2.
Right.
Like everybody is like, I couldn't even get through the game of the fourth quarter the other day where people are going, Dad, they should have lost this game. I'm like, I know. Can you just shut up?
They should have lost the first game. They should have lost this game.
Whatever. Let's just take the 2-0 and move forward. Let's just do that.
It's what we do.
Yeah, it's what we do. It's small victories, man. It's small victories. Yeah, we're undefeated. Undefeated first place. Shut up.
Yeah, we sure are. They say if we get the right quarterback in there, then we could possibly go to the playoffs.
Is that what they say? Is that what they're saying?
That's what everybody's saying in Chicago sports talk. Yeah, they're like, once they make that change, we got a real shot.
Sure. Yeah, I enjoy those are texts and emails I enjoy getting on a daily basis too. You think they're going to start Trubisky next week? You go, dude, they're 2-0. You can't just shut up. You got to shut up. Everyone calm down.
Guy. Listen, we know you've won 2 games, but we just don't see it.
Yeah, we just don't see it. You technically look pretty good in 4 of those quarters. You looked really good. Well, 3.
That's right.
3 of those quarters, you look fantastic. Those 2 games. Whatever. Let's not talk sports. I had Morano on 2 weeks ago, and all we did was talk about sports. And that's really
okay. Let's get off the sports.
Let's get off sports. Let's talk about what else is going on, man. You guys, are you working the road? Are you going out on the road anywhere? I know you're doing gigs in Chicago.
Yeah, so it's opening up a little bit in the Midwest. Most of the stuff out of town is still a little crazy. Plus, I don't know how much they're going to be bringing outside comics on the road anyway, because there's just added expenses with it, hotels, stuff like that.
I just emailed Bert, actually. I just
emailed
Bert, like, hey, what's up, man? Remember me?
Yeah, it's all local stuff, and it's starting to open up a little bit. They started Zanies. They started, doing like 1 day a week, and once they can kind of establish that, then working backwards, and which made sense at the time because there's limited capacity, as everybody knows. 50%, but at the same time, people are still worried about what's going on. So it's not even a matter of filling those 50 seats with people who want to come out. It's people who want to come out. I mean, it's not like you've got 200 people waiting to get into those seats there. People are just a little reluctant to kind of test the waters a little bit.
Yeah, so. they're freaking out a little bit for going out pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
What go ahead.
Oh, I was the same way though. I mean, honestly, when everything went down back in March, March, I guess the end of March, like I didn't leave the house for a month. I looked out my window. I was just looking out. I wanted to see what people were doing outside. I saw the lady, the next door neighbor. She was like, I was like, I don't know if people are going to be responsible. I saw her. She's like wearing a mask, had rubber gloves on. I'm like, okay, well, at least she's taking this seriously. And then she bent down and picked up some dog crap. And I'm like, oh, she doesn't even know there's a pandemic going on.
She's just living her normal life.
Somebody should let her know.
Yeah, first of all, collecting dog crap is a terrible hobby. That's not a good. That's not fun at all. Now you were working on the road. Who were you opening for? Joe. Is that right? Kevin Carbonaro. Michael Carbonaro
from the Carbonaro
Effect. Yeah.
Doing a lot of shows with him. I've done almost 75 shows since 2016 with him, just opening. He uses a couple guys, but it's great. He does some of the bigger theaters. We got to do the Chicago Theater last year, the Rialto here in Joliet, and it's great. It's a great live family show, and I just opened for him, and it's kid friendly and everything, which I think is great. I know that you like the clean comedy as well, Lenny, and I think that's what keeps us working as much as we can be working at this point.
Yeah, right. No. There's nothing wrong. I mean, I dabble in both, but I'm doing in Wichita. I'm doing a couple weeks. I'm doing a clean family show, and my last two albums were clean. It's more of a market if you work clean, man. You know what I mean? And that's got to be a cool gig for you. First of all, that guy creeps me out. I watch his show and he creeps me out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, the tricks are pretty amazing, and his live show is really cool too. And he's, a lot of stuff that doesn't come out on the TV show. He's incredibly funny and he's incredibly quick off the cuff. So he does a lot of audience interaction stuff, and he really, really does a great job. And it's a great show all around. So I'm happy to be a part of it. And they're great.
When was the last time you did a gig with him?
So the last show I did was January, I think it was. We did we do the Rialto? Yeah, we did the Rialto this year. I did some stuff down in Missouri with him. And I had a few more shows scheduled March, April, and obviously they just kind of fell out.
Did you hear?
So he hasn't done any shows.
Has he scheduled anything? Has he talked to you about going out at all and dates and leaving windows?
Yeah, so there were a couple things we had scheduled, and they had moved them to later in the year. And there's a couple that were tentative, but I honestly think those are going to get pushed off as well. There are a few that he postponed to later in the year, and they've already been repostponed again. So I don't think there's anything definite. I know he was trying to put together a drive-in theater show, which is a little interesting. I'm just curious. I don't know how it would work. If anybody could make it work, it definitely would be him. He's an amazing talent, so I hope that something works anyways.
Well, he could do something with the up close camera on his tricks and stuff, right? I mean, he's got to do that anyway at some level, right?
Yeah, he does do that. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a couple usually big screens on, so that works. However, with the drive-in, I mean, you can't have people come up anymore. Even the TV show at this point, it's all close-up magic where he interacts with the public.
Yeah.
There isn't much of that going on anymore, so we got to kind of wait and see what's happening.
Well, that would be a good gig for you. I don't understand. They're just doing this thing in New York now. They started in the last couple of days where they're really pushing to have comedy clubs open up again. Like there's two politicians that got involved. They have some sort of press conference. There's a politician and 180 comics at this press briefing over the weekend that talking about they should reopen clubs. And they're pushing this whole "we need comedy now" angle, which is kind of great. Yeah. I mean, just sure. I'm a comic, but also makes sense. I don't understand. Like Vegas has done the whole shutdown thing. I don't understand why you can't do some sort of comedy show yet in Vegas. It seems stupid to me. You know what I mean? It seems like they're a little extreme.
Yeah, it definitely does. Especially, I mean, here everything's half capacity. It's 50 people, I think, is tops. Even if your capacity is more than that, I think they're not allowing more than 50 people. So, you should be able to do something as long as you're doing it safe. There was a club that I did in Bolingbrook, CG's, and they did everything right, Lenny. So, temperature checks and social distancing, wearing masks. They did everything right, and they happened to fall into Will County, which was at the time spiking up with positive cases. and they got shut down again. And meanwhile, next door to them, there's a bar, and they're letting people walk in and through the place, and nobody's wearing masks or anything. So it's unfortunate for the people who were doing it right and taking the right precautions. And then obviously, a couple bad apples spoiled the whole bunch.
How's that CG's gig, man? Because that's where I grew up, was Bolingbrook, and went to high school there. And when they opened, everybody emailed me and they're like, "You should go check this club out." And
it's a decent club. It's not a huge club, probably seats 100, 120 maybe. It's in the Bolingbrook Promenade, so it's an outdoor mall. And it's great. The owner's great. He's a former comic. I've known him for years.
Who is the owner? Is the former comic?
Yeah, the owner is a former comic. Glenn is his name, and he's done enough comedy that he kind of knows what it's like, and he's been on the road and stuff. So when comics come there, he really knows how to treat them well and everything. So
right on.
So it's good. It's good. I think it's always good to have a former comic as an owner, because they know what you're doing. They know what you're going through.
It's always the best run club. I was Dan in Rosemont, and then there's a couple of the Looney Bins I'm getting to go do. Not Oklahoma City, but the one last time I was there, Tulsa. I can't remember the guy that ran it, but it was a guy that was from Tulsa and quit working the road and moved back home and ran the club. And I run into that a lot. Where in the Midwest, you guys run clubs. Always the best run clubs. Always.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just from a comic standpoint, because first of all, they know how to deal with the comics, which is cool, and they're decent to you, and they treat you good. Comics, it's not like the 70s or 80s where every time you showed up, they were dropping cocaine on your table. It's not, I don't expect that, but it would be nice if someone said hello to me or didn't yell at me if I got a glass of water. You know what I mean? Like, you get a glass of water, like, what are you doing? I'm like, just getting water, man. Is that an issue? It's a glass of water. Can I have some liquid? No. Okay. My bad. I apologize. But they also know how to handle a crowd and set a room up right and advertise correctly.
Absolutely.
The whole deal, man. Makes more sense.
Yeah, they definitely know how it's supposed to be. Not from a comic only from a comic standpoint, but just from everywhere, just the visual and everything. So it is pretty cool.
Nice. Right on. I was at your wedding, first of all. I just thought about that. You're the only guy I've had on the show that have been at your wedding.
You were at my wedding? Were you at my wedding, or we were at Fritz's wedding together?
No. Oh, wait. No. I was at your wedding. Yeah. Wait.
You sure you were at my wedding? I think we were at Fritz's wedding.
We were at Fritz's wedding. We sat at the same table. That's why. You're right. You and your wife, me and my ex-wife. We all sat at the same table. Yes. Okay.
Correct. I was ordained at the time. Fritz told me to get ordained. So I facilitated his wedding, which honestly, 9 months prior to Fritz's wedding, he says, "Hey, I want you to be ordained. You go online, you do it, and I want you to do the service for my wedding." And I thought at the time, I go, "What a great honor." I go, "This is going to be the coolest thing ever." And fast forward 9 months to his wedding day, and I'm standing in my kitchen that morning, and I go, "What the hell did I get myself into?" I go, "This is like the biggest deal. This isn't doing a comedy show or anything. This is you're gonna marry two people today." And I was scared. I was petrified. But once I did it, and it was just the most gratifying thing ever. So
and that was a real wedding, man. That was like a big Southside.
It was a big deal.
You know what I mean? That Southside Chicago wedding was a big room, and there were a lot of people there. It was not.
And there were a lot of comics there too, which even put more pressure on me. I'm like, now I can't even just marry these people. I gotta throw out some one-liners here. So,
yeah, right. I gotta be funny and marry these people. This is gonna be brutal.
That's right.
And on top of that, if I screw up a little bit, every guy's gonna give me shit forever.
Yeah. But it was a fun wedding. I do remember that. It was a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. My wife and I had a good time. We were still getting along then. It was great. It was a great time.
Yeah, I do remember that. You guys were getting along.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was awesome. So
that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I just talked to her 10 minutes ago. We're actually getting along now, which is weird. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad. So what else is going on? How are you? Let me ask you this. I know you have kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids. I just held up 5 fingers, but there's only 3.
That's agreed. We'll take that. The shadow only show of 5. By the way, which is weird. You're like some weird vampire guy. Yeah.
I think it's got 8 kids. I have a 15-year-old daughter. She's an honor roll student. She couldn't be any more pleasant. And then I have twins. Twins are 11 years old, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Jake and Jenna.
Are they in school? Like in school? What's the deal there?
Yeah. So up till Monday, they were all remote learning. Monday, Michaela, 15-year-old, she's a sophomore. She started to go to school blended. So she'll go every other day, and then she'll learn from home every other day. And then the twins are still at home for the time being. But there's some speculation they're going to go back to school in some capacity. So we'll see what happens with that.
We're supposed to wait. You have. I think you have a family member here who keeps throwing some sort of one-liners.
That's probably my brother Tom.
Tom, yeah, he's just said. Hold on, he said something that was funny. Wait, hold on. He's typing in caps, so it's easy to find him.
Yeah.
Does he know? Does he know that he doesn't have to do that?
I don't think so, but Tom's the funniest one in the family. So whatever he's typing, I'm sure.
He's not a comic, is he?
He's not a comic, but he's incredible. He's giving me some material, so you know, I bounce stuff off him all the time. And he's probably yelling at you. That's why he's typing in caps.
He probably is yelling at me because I'm not paying attention to him. He said, "Are you at the bottom of a well?" And then it puts the lotion on the skin. It puts the lotion on the skin.
That's funny.
It's a little reference, not bad. I think it would have been funnier, Tom, if you wrote "It puts the lotion in the basket." But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's you're the funniest guy in the room. The funniest guy in our family. My family used to be my brother Glenn.
Yeah.
And now he's crazy.
Well, when we grow up, so you have how many kids in your family, Lenny? You had four, I think.
Five. Wait, five.
Five. And we also had five. My brother Tom was the oldest. I was the youngest. And dinner time consisted of us sitting at the table. My parents were never at the table. They were always in the living room eating. But the kids would be at the table. And the whole dinner experience was them trying to make me laugh and spit milk through my nose. So Tom, my brother Pat, they just do whatever they could do. That was the goal every dinner, just to get milk
to make you spit up. Oh, that's the best. That's hilarious. Our only goal when we ate, the five of us, was to eat as much food as possible before the other one could eat. Literally, right. We didn't talk. There was nothing. You would sit down. If there was any meat, it was gone in about 3 minutes. Yeah, it was just everything was just gone. And my mom, every 10 minutes, my mom would be yelling, "Shut up in there." That's her thing. What else? You were mentioning. Oh, what's this? Oh, Barking Spiders, the musical. What does that mean? He keeps throwing things out. Throw them all out there.
When I started doing comedy, I did some songs, rap songs, and one was about farts, and one of the lines in it was "Barking Spiders." So it was a pretty popular song, as you can imagine. Back in 2002.
Sure, that's a big one.
You know, I mean, I was playing all the clubs, and I was hosting. That's how you know that you're a good host when you end your set with a rap song. That's
sure, much, absolutely, yeah. There was the old joke. What does the rapper say when he's done? Here's your feature. That's the yeah, exactly. You got a copyright on that song, right? Is that correct? I heard you got a copyright.
I do have a copy. Well, I put it in an envelope and I mailed it to myself, and I felt.
You got the poor man's copyright? I love the poor man's copyright.
It's still sealed up, and I go, well, this is going to hold up in court.
You hold on. You got it at the house. Don't open it. Don't open it.
No,
okay.
Of course not.
Keep it close, right? Okay.
It's like that 1977 Star Wars figure. I can't play with it. I just got to leave it.
It's all sealed in plastic at the door. Who opened it? Yeah. You mentioned my youngest is 16. You're mentioning your 15-year-old daughter, and I bring this up because Lily is home today. She stayed home sick. Although she's doing homeschooling still here. We're doing homeschooling. We're supposed to be going back soon, I think. I don't know. But Lily was. Here's the deal. I go out at night. I Uber Eat. I do Uber Eats at night. And here's what I think. If I'm going to Uber Eats, which I don't want to do, if I got to make money on Uber Eats, and then I'm going to treat myself every night when I'm out and get some street tacos. That's what I do every single night. Yeah, they sell them all over L.A. There's little shacks on the side of the road. There's families with a table set up, and you just pull up, and you're like, I'll take quattro, adobe, quattro, whatever. You know, it's asada, and just eat. So I always bring Lily. So last night I brought Lily with me. It was Taco Tuesday. We got a big plates of tacos, came home, ate the tacos. And they didn't sit well with Lily overnight. They didn't sit with the street tacos.
She can't handle it.
No, so I felt like a horrible father. Only after this morning. Here's what made it even worse: is I come home today and she tells me she doesn't feel good, and I go, okay, well, I guess you can, you got to go to school or whatever. And I go out to the laundry room and I come back, and I'm working, and she's late. I go, and I thought she was full of crap. I thought she was BSing me, and she stands up in the front room and just yaks all over the whole. It is just. And I'm like, I'm like, one, I got to clean that up. And two, I'm the biggest asshole in the world because I was just giving her a hard time about BSing me. So I spent the rest of the day cleaning the house and making her, bread. What's all the crap.
Yeah.
So, but then she got sick though, me taking her to street tacos. What kind of father am I on the corner of Vineland and Ventura? You know what I mean? Where I'm like, yeah, give me the sour cream. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fresh. And those things are so sanitary that you can't go wrong.
Yeah, they look real clean because all the garbage is on the ground around their feet. It's nowhere near the food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure.
They're
They're cooking with blow torches. It's very safe. It's very safe.
It sure is.
They're cooking fries. This one actually had fries, like French fries. So that's good oil. They're not cooking in lard or anything like that.
Yeah, every other restaurant has to have like a sink within 5 feet of the kitchen. Not these carts. No.
These guys just need to have a trunk within arm's reach of what's going on, so they can grab the backup radishes out of the trunk. That's all. That's all you need. But I realize how much of a horrible father I am.
Yeah, so she's doing just remote learning right now, right? But there's a plan to go back. Crazy.
She is. Yeah,
crazy time.
We're at the point we're supposed to be doing some opening up here in the next few weeks. It looks like we're getting closer. So, but I don't know. I never know in California. Our governor's nuts. So it's like everything's fine, and then he's like, "Okay, everything's shut down again," and you're like, "Okay, we're shut down again." Whatever, So you don't. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's happening.
I'm wondering what is it going to be like 50 years from now when these kids who are right now are talking to their kids or their grandkids. And their grandkids are complaining about going to school. They were like, back when I went to school, well, we never actually left the house or anything. We just stayed home all day. But I tell you what, it was hard, because we had to go into the other room for lunch.
Yeah.
And, Woodshop was listening to my dad in the garage swearing.
Dude, and I had a mouse, and not one of those wireless ones. One of those that were wired to my laptop. So I got a thing in my knuckle. Yeah. I was like this for weeks.
Yeah, I didn't just move my eyes to get my cursor to move on the screen. I had to physically do something.
I had to wait for it to boot up. It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I actually had to respond to. We had a thing called Zoom. Oh my God, it's gonna be. Well, 50 years now, everybody's going to be living in a bubble anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, people have questions. Let's see what kind of questions we have from other people besides your brother. Where did your brother go? He left. I think your brother left. I don't see any. Oh, here we go. There's more from your brother. He's making fun of both of us. I don't like your brother at all. Look at him. He's
he can be like that.
First, they're talking about weather. Now, sports. Up next, traffic. How can I block your brother? What's the best way to block your brother? Let me see what I can do. I'm going to report every comment he makes. I'm reporting every comment he makes. What else? Okay. Good.
Just if you need to know, he's a Facebook jail. He's like a lifetime prisoner. So there's nothing you can do on Facebook to get him in trouble. He's like he shouldn't even be in Facebook jail. He should be in Facebook Alcatraz. Oh, he's really? Constantly in trouble. Yeah.
Welcome to the Rock.
He created a second account because he gets locked down.
I bet. Yeah, of course I was going to say he's got to have like a pseudo account. They only know it's him because he's always typing in caps. They're like, Mr. Hicks, is this you again? No!
It's him again.
Oh, that's the best. Robbie Davis is here, too. She says hello. It would be amiss if I didn't mention Robbie Davis.
I said hi.
Yeah, she's great. I love Robbie. She tunes in all the time. Brenda Runyon, one of my followers, wants to know. I always say followers. That makes it weird. Like I sound like that guy from the Kool-Aid guy. Who's the guy?
Just say stalkers. Say stalkers. One of my stalkers.
Brenda Runyon, one of my stalkers. She says, are they identical twins?
They're not. There's a boy and a girl, Jake and Jenna. And Jake is Jake's the boy.
Okay. Robbie says That was good. That's it. Jake's the boy. Thanks. Thank you. Because if you named your son Jenna, that would be
Problem.
that'd be funny. That'd be humor right there, though. You'd get a lot of crap from Tom about that, though. I bet you.
I'm sure I would.
I bet you would. Robbie says, "Don't get you started on the kids." So that's her comment. Who else? Oh, and here's the blue cup. Everybody makes comments about my blue cup. There's the blue cup. I was drinking coffee.
I like it.
They're confused.
I got this Yeti. My wife bought me this Yeti. This thing's great. It's cold, hot. It doesn't matter. You can put whatever in here. It'll stay cold or hot.
I heard about it.
You can't put them at the same. Not at the same time. But if you put them in
not at the same
separately,
time? Piece of crap.
Not at the same time.
Technology. So that's another thing. 50 years from now, man, you'll be going, when I was your age, I had a cup that kept things only hot or cold, not both.
I had to use my hands. I had to use my drink.
I had to use my hands to drink. I had to swallow to get substance. You kids, you have no idea. You had to wait. So have you been up to Zany's yet to do gigs?
So I haven't. I am scheduled there. I'm doing some shows down in the Cincinnati area this weekend, and then I'm downtown the following week for, I think they're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday at this point. They do an open mic on Thursday. So, yeah, it's limited, but it's something, and I think that's kind of what we're looking for right now, just something to keep us going. And it's, when everything shut down, I mean, the people that were out, I'd gone, I don't know, over the last 20 years, I've been doing comedy 3 weeks tops, without doing a show of some aspect. But to be shut down like that for 2-3 months, and then to hear people who'd been doing it 20 years longer than I had, and this was the longest thing. I mean, it was really just incredible and tough to get used to.
Yeah, it's I'm listening to tapes now because I have road stuff coming. I have 2 gigs coming up actually in October. My first gig since March, and I can't remember anything. I sat down. I'm looking at my notes, and I started a joke today, a couple things, and I couldn't finish the ending on 2 of them. I'm like, oh, what's that joke again? So I'm listening to stuff to just try to remember. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That first show, dude, I'm a little freaked out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the first couple shows I did, I remembered the jokes. I couldn't remember how to get to the jokes from this joke to this joke. That was the problem I had. I didn't know what my segue was.
Right.
So I remembered the joke fine, but I'm like, there's a joke, but I don't know how to get into it, And that was the big problem I had. But I did the same thing. I recorded sets, and I tell people all the time, record your sets. That way, when I don't do a show, I can always just throw it in the car and listen to it on the way there and kind of refresh the memory.
Right. Hey, Robbie just typed up that Rosemont Zany's opens next month. I thought they were already open.
They were scheduled in July, and then they pushed it off, and then August again, and then they pushed it off again. But I believe they're opening the first week of October. If I'm not mistaken.
What county is Rosemont?
So I think they might be Cook, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But they're part of the city. And but here's the thing. I think they opened Chicago, and there was a lot of things that were kind of happening that they really didn't know. I guess they wanted to make sure they were handling properly before they moved it onto the Rosemont location.
Well, the last thing you want to do is do it wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one that's on the news going, "Well, everything's screwed up at Zany's and Rosemont. They're they're shut down." You're like, "Oh, whatever." Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
there's an improv in Schaumburg. They haven't opened yet either, so they've been closed ever since March as well.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, Robbie said Cook County. Robbie's giving us all the information now.
Cook County. Yeah, she's great.
Thank goodness she's
very
here.
informative.
Yeah. Kill you. Yeah, thank goodness she's here. The show would be going nowhere if it wasn't for her. Thank goodness. So what else are you doing? What now? Are you going to go? What are you doing during the shutdown? If you're not working, you're not going out. Are you gigging? We talked about delivering stuff. I know I'm delivering stuff.
Yeah, so I got a job. I'm doing some delivering myself. Work with Cintas, and they deliver mats and stuff like that, uniforms to different places, facility services, that sort of thing. It's a good gig. It's an independent thing. I can be on the road and do my thing, and just waiting for comedy to pick back up. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy, all the people that were impacted by what's happening.
Well, I think
you got to make the best.
Oh yeah, a lot of because when I started out doing stand up, and when I first moved to LA, and I was acting a lot. I didn't want to work the road much, so I picked up side gigs that were flexible. And I think more of those are going to come up now, like the Uber thing that I'm doing and the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
We're all doing stuff to try and survive until we can go back out and do stand up again. You know what I mean? You don't want to. I don't want to get a full-time job somewhere and then I don't want to throw away a 30-year career. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to just throw it away and do something else. So I think a lot of these jobs are. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think a lot of these jobs are coming up left and right. That everybody's getting these jobs that are temporary or flexible. But I also thought for years, even before COVID, I thought corporations and companies were kind of going this direction anyway because it puts them in a situation where they have a bunch of people that work as independent contractors, and you don't have to deal with employees, with health insurance, or any of these other labor laws. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a huge thing in California now about this Proposition 22. I'm sorry, it's Proposition 22, which is our prop. Because they came out and said that all Uber drivers should be employees, and companies can't operate unless they make them employees. And Uber and Lyft went, well, then we have to close because we can't. There's no way we can make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the Prop 22 is supposed to change that.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's definitely a game changer for all. I mean, think of the facility services and stuff, toilet paper and paper towels, and just things that people have in the office all the time. They don't have to have that anymore because people are working from their own home. Yeah. I mean, I think it's what do you think? Here's my question, Lenny. What do you think comedy looks like? Because that's changed as well. And I mean, as much as we would all love it to come back 100%, I mean, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. And, there's some virtual stuff going on. Obviously, you've created this in light of what's happened, and there's some other things happening online. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of platforms that are going to be created. There's a lot of shows that have been created. Josh Wolf created a really cool show that's like an interactive internet type show. And I think obviously it's kind of like when TV showed up and killed radio, that you recreate things, you recreate a format and find different ways to go forward. But I still think there's going to be a venue and a place for live comedy. I think it's a big thing. It's a big draw. Once they get to a point where there's either a vaccine or they've got this somewhat under control, I don't think anything's go back to the way it was before. I don't think we're going to go back to cramming like Downtown Zanies on a Friday night on a middle show, that 11:30 show. Was what they cram 180, 90 people or whatever in there. I mean, there was nowhere to move. You know, you're literally swimming through people to get to the stage. You know, you're like, excuse me. So I don't know if this is going to go back to that, but I still think, especially comedy, a live performance is a big deal, and live comedy is huge. It's just it loses such an element on internet and Zoom shows and all this other stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So I think even if it comes back at half capacity. It'll start at 20% or 30%, like at cruise ships. I know cruise ships are going to go back out. They're already starting to.
Sure.
And I know cruise ships are going to have entertainment. They're just going to be not as full anymore. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to be smaller.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's what I think. I think people are going to want to, and then they'll find ways to bring back other live performance and not just live performance. My daughters are complaining about like even movies. You know, they're like, I can't go to a movie theater. They go, this is stupid.
Yeah, crippled.
Yeah, so everything is completely shut down.
And they open the movie theaters, but they don't have any new movies to put in the theaters. You're like,
well,
I don't want to go see Back to the Future.
Yeah,
I just saw it.
Right. Yeah.
On my own TV.
Well, Disney just pushed another 5 movies back this morning. You know, the Black Widow and 2 or 3 other ones. They keep putting them back. They don't know what to do. They're like, what are we going to do? We have no idea.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I think the format for them is going to be rediscovered to where people are going to get used to watching TVs at home or movies at home, and they're going to charge people a movie price to watch a movie at home. That's kind of what they're doing now, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, that's, anything. I think if I'm not mistaken, somebody released something on one of the streaming channels, but it wasn't just on, let's just say it was Amazon Prime. I don't know if it was or not, but you couldn't get it on Amazon Prime. You had to buy it off of Amazon Prime. So they were charging people just to watch whatever anyway. So
yeah, Amazon Prime was doing that. They were doing because I have memberships for the Amazon Prime and Disney and a couple of the other ones. But for what they did with the movies, they called it an early release bonus or a stay-at-home bonus. Right. And then it was $20 to buy the movie. And then, but the thing is, a whole room full of people could watch the movie for $20. So they're still losing money in the long run. you know, and then
Yeah.
but even though you're paying $22, and I didn't buy one of those. I didn't buy any of them. I'm like, you know what? There's so much
Yeah.
content on TV. I'll just wait. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
and some movies, and it kind of sucks because I guess that the one that really sucked was the Tom Hanks movie that was out about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, the submarine one, which was supposed to be this a great movie in a theater. Like, did you see Dunkirk?
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to see it in a theater, and if you don't, or the Hateful Eight, like Tarantino's Hateful Eight,
For sure.
if you don't see that in a
Yeah.
theater, you know, you're watching it on
Doesn't do it
TV.
justice.
No, you're like, oh, this is pretty neat, you know. But you see it on a big
Yeah.
screen, and you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
and it's a whole event. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, definitely. All those CGI movies and everything, you can watch them on your TV at home and you'll be entertained, but it's nothing like the experience, you know. So,
Right. But a lot of people, like there's people that are posting and commenting and stuff on here. Some people prefer to stay home. You know, another good example is like NFL football. Like I'm a huge football fan, but I'd rather watch football at home than go to a Bears game. It's just a hassle to go to a Bear game, and TV timeouts suck live. You know, this is the worst ever, especially in January. You know, and I saw a Bears Cowboys playoff game once, and the TV timeouts were forever. I thought I was going to die. I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah. Forget Mattel.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. And
yeah, I mean, the experience is great to be at a Bears game, but I agree with you 100%. I got my bathroom right here. I got my kitchen right here. I got all the beer I want. I don't have to wait in line to go to the bathroom. You know, I mean,
But besides the fact you can make a sandwich and make a drink, and it's not going to cost you $57 for, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I really think like a lot of companies and corporations, I think like they're doing this now with McDonald's everywhere, and every store you go to, they have everything's a kiosk and a self checkout and all this stuff. And a lot of McDonald's now are built with it's just a kiosk. And there's one person standing at a pickup, and they just come out every few minutes. They go 72, and they hand out food.
Yeah,
and there's no service anymore. And I think a lot of corporations wanted to go that route for years because they're able to cut back on labor. The corporations, I keep saying this, the people that made out during this whole pandemic are Amazon, and they're fine. You know, they just made more money because we had to use them.
Yeah, no, I agree. The kiosks at McDonald's are huge, and it won't even be a person bringing out the food. It'll be just a fucking robot arm just sticking it.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a conveyor belt or those old, you know what I mean, just like a chute, like you just come down.
Yeah,
they're not gonna hire anybody. And now, I mean, they don't cook. They just warm the food up there anyway. You know what I mean? Nothing there is. You know,
like you'll be standing in a holding spot, and it'll be like a T-shirt can and just shooting your shit.
Yeah.
Boom!
Dude. We're about 2 weeks away from the Jetsons. That's exactly where that's everything's going to be. Like, just like, get me off this crazy thing. I want an egg sandwich, and you're done. You're full. That's it. They shoot it right down your throat. You don't even have to move. Or what was the other movie I just watched? There was a movie I watched. Oh, my daughters turned me on to this movie I'd never watched before. WALL-E. You know, WALL-E.
Oh yeah, sure.
I had never seen it before. And during the quarantine, of course, we had time to watch everything. And it's just a bunch of fat people in recliners rolling around. I mean, that's our future. That's where we're going. We're going to be the Matrix, but we're not going to be little crammed up into a tube. We're going to be big fat people with cup holders and burgers and rolling around in a recliner. That's it. So,
well, you paint a pretty picture.
Yeah. So good luck. Good luck. Teach your kids well. I'm sure your children. It's been an enlightening podcast, right? It's very enlightening.
Been great,
yeah. So, all right. So, what else you got going on, man? You got an album to sell? You got something to plug? You got anything? What do you got? Talk to me.
Yeah, I do. I got lots of stuff. I've got a website. It's funnybrianhicks.com. All my social media is Funny Brian Hicks. So, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, all that, Twitter. I do have an album on iTunes. It's called Dibs, and that's available for your listening pleasure. And then I recorded a dry bar comedy special last year. Actually, it was in November. It was supposed to be released in May, but obviously everything got pushed back. So we're looking for a December release for the dry bar comedy special. So
sweet.
Looking forward to that. I think everything played out pretty well with that whole thing.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll put all that stuff after the show. What I do is I put all the information in the bio so people can go to your website. People can connect to all that stuff. Way to go. Smart to go with funny Brian Hicks as opposed to subpar entertainment Brian Hicks.
Yeah, you know what? I did it at the very beginning, and I thought it was really cheesy at the beginning, and then I'm like, oh, no, this works perfectly.
No, it makes total sense.
So,
yeah, it's smart now.
Yeah.
Because people know. I just adapted to Lenny Schmidt comedy everywhere, and I didn't want to do that early on because I'm like, that's lame. But then after a while, I'm like, I got to put comedy at the end of everything because people don't know.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, right. I don't want to hit him over the head with it funny.
That's right. You want them to come out to see the live funny, like warm up to you.
Well, I was stupid enough to believe that, well, I want them to appreciate my art and talent and look for me. And then I'm like, no, that's not going to work. I've got to scream.
We need to hit him in the face.
Now, I got to be on a rooftop going, comedy! I tell jokes! Buy my stuff! That's it. That's the only way to do it. Because the rooftops are filled with people screaming the same crap.
Yeah.
So if you don't get it out there, you're screwed.
For sure. For sure.
Right, man.
Well, thanks for having me. This was awesome. I really had a great time.
Dude, it was awesome. I'm sorry you had to sit outside for the whole interview, man. Go back inside.
Beautiful, you kid. In fact, I don't think I can get inside. I think they locked the door.
You're probably, but
so.
A part of you is probably, maybe you should be thanking me. You got away from the kids for 3 days. You know what I mean? It's like an hour of, we can talk about anything. You know what I mean?
Well, what they don't know is I have a refrigerator in the garage.
How do they not know that? Good for you. Smart. I got to put a fridge in my room. Someone just told me that the couple podcasts ago. I don't know why I'm not thinking of that. Yeah, it's tough when when the girl, because you're approaching that age now, both my girls are teenagers. I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? They're both of them remind me of my ex in some level. I'm living with my ex in stereo right now.
Sure.
It's not cool.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If things aren't going well, I hear about it twice from both sides, and it's just too many memories, and I just
brings back memories, right?
Yeah, sometimes I do the show, and then I stay in here for an extra 2 hours and pretend like I'm doing another show. Sometimes everything's off, and I'm just talking into an empty microphone. It's just me.
No, just doing some editing.
Yeah, I just gotta clean up this video. I'll be on in a few minutes. Or your daddy's live right now. Yeah. No, you're not. I'm on your YouTube. Okay, I'm having trouble with connection.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, the other day I was coming home from work and it took me like an hour and a half, and they go, "Did you have car trouble?" And I go, "No."
No. My stepfather used to do that. There was a bar my stepfather drove by all the time, and he would stop by there and hit it for like an hour. And he would always pull this BS. I got tied up at work. So when I would go see my mom, when I'm on the road, I'd go see, if I drove by and saw his truck at the bar, I'd stop at the bar. And I'd have a drink or two with them. And after a while, my mom would call, and are you with Dan at that freaking bar? I go, what should I tell her? What do you want me to do? And you ever been stuck in that middle between mom and dad? And he's like, don't tell her what we're doing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not touching my phone. I'm just not touching the phone.
Yeah.
I don't want to make anybody mad. So, all right. Well, Brian, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. I'll put all the information in the bio. Yeah, hopefully someday we'll be able to work together again live. It'll be great. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I look forward to it.
Like on a stage, not delivering crap. I'd rather, that we're telling jokes.
Yeah. Where do we connect? Can I just ask, how do we connect?
Like, please don't ever say that again. Please don't ever. Let's not do that. Your brother Tom is either fallen asleep or forgot how to use a computer, or someone took a keyboard away from him because he's gone.
Maybe he could be in Facebook jail.
He's probably causing trouble on Facebook. That's the best. All right, man. Brian Hicks. Everybody give Brian Hicks a nice big round of applause. Do that for me right now. Yeah, that's my man, Brian. Thank you, buddy. Take care of yourself. I wish you the best.
Thanks, Lenny. Take care.
All right, buddy. Bye. That is Brian Hicks, man. That's my good friend, Brian Hicks. Guys, thanks for being here again. I mentioned this earlier before. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. I mentioned it earlier. Look, I got to like my own video. What's wrong with me? Hang on. I'm getting there. There we go. Click. Look, there. I liked my video. Hey, Brian's stupid brother Tom, like the video. I don't care what you got to say, but make sure you like the video. Just do it. If you guys enjoyed the show, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. That goes a long way. Also, I mentioned if you want to sponsor the show some way, shape, or form, bam, there's a couple of options right there. LennySchmidt.com. If you can Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. And lastly, I was going to mention this earlier, the Patreon page. If you enjoy any of the content I've put up since the beginning of the quarantine, I have put up close to 90 hours of online content between this show, the Schmidt Show, which is my stand-up shows, Reconnecting Comedy, the sketch shows, and a couple other videos and live stuff that I've been doing. You can join the Patreon page And if you enjoy all that stuff, you can support me on all of my online ventures. And if you do, you get a whole bunch of stuff. The more you donate or the more you sponsor or whatever you want to call it, the more you get. You can get a membership. You can get an update from me. You get me touching base with you, sending messages. You get involved in a writer's session that we do every couple of weeks, and you get to be involved in some of the plannings of the sketch shows that we're doing. You also get free copies of all of my albums, all of them. I send you 3 albums, one that just came out 2 months ago. You get those. I got T-shirts coming out. I got content. You get access to absolutely all of the online content that I have produced in the last 3 or 4 months, as well as free tickets to a show when I come near you, if it ever happens again. As well as I was giving out toilet paper before, and I don't think I'm giving out toilet paper anymore. But I will if you ask for it. I don't care. Join the Patreon page. All of those options above right there, you have a $1 option to donate or sponsor money. You just click $1. If you enjoyed the show, if you listened for a while, if you're listening to the podcast, any of that, go to the page, LennySchmidt.com, if you can, and you can go PayPal or any option for $1. Anywhere between $1 and $10,000. That is your call. I cap it at 10 grand, though. I don't want any more than that. Let's not get ridiculous, okay? We're going to stop it at 10 grand. That's all I know. You guys have been the greatest. You've been the best. Thank you very much. I'll be back in 2 days with episode 99. My friend Vinny Hines will be here. Very talented musician, guitar player, soloist, currently living in Florida, and I can't wait to have him here, and he'll be here Friday. You guys enjoy your next couple of days. Do me a favor, as always, dream of Pinky.
Produced and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.